Hey everyone, this is FaZe,
This is Kareem,
and welcome to another episode of
Creators Today.
Today we are super excited to be talking about the Apple Vision Pro.
This is a very, very impressive product, but also a product that other companies make, but don't do it the way Apple does it.
Of course, and to be very honest, I feel like not just us, but the whole buzz around the Apple Vision Pro kind of died like shortly after its launch, which was almost a year ago.
Yeah.
So I think that's why it's going to be even more exciting to talk about the Apple Vision Pro now that it's been a whole year since the launch of the product itself. Obviously, it was announced, way earlier in WWDC of 2023, if I'm not mistaken.
And then it came out,
February of last year.
Yeah.
So it's been roughly around a year, and I did quite a bit of content around it, which is on my channel for you to watch. I looked at it as a productivity machine. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to talk about that again on this episode. We're going to talk about how the Apple Vision Pro is a great productivity tool, and also how it is with, just watching movies and content in general. But I kind of want to start off this podcast, Kareem, by us talking about the pros and cons of the Apple Vision Pro.
Yeah.
Right? So do you want to start off with the cons first?
Absolutely. So I wasn't a day one tester. I didn't go buy this the day it came out. I didn't go test it the day it came out. But I was at the Apple store for a 1 to 2 hour repair, and I thought, while I'm here, I might as well try it out because this is a very impressive product, and it's definitely very high quality. So I tried it out. My number one con with the whole thing is the pain that it causes you.
Okay. All right.
I did not feel good afterwards. I felt dizzy. I felt very much strain in my eyes for many hours throughout the day. I would say I tried this at 11:30 in the morning.
Okay.
And up until 4 p.m., my eyes were hurting.
Wow.
My face hurt from the fabric just pushing against my face.
Yeah.
And that thing it's heavy.
It's quite hefty. I'm not going to.
This is not comfort.
Yeah. Usually, Apple's whole design philosophy is that when you use your product, you're so immersed in the experience that you don't even look at the design anymore. You don't pay attention to the form factor.
Yeah.
But this is like the first product that I feel like kind of goes against that design philosophy, because yes, even though you are immersed in this experience, you can feel that form factor. Like you just said, like I did a video on the Apple Vision Pro, and in the comments section, a lot of people were like, the moment you took it off, there was like a red mark on your forehead.
Yes.
And I saw it and I was like, oh my God, that looks terrible. But it is, like it always leaves a mark on my forehead. So whenever I have to do a session for work or whatever, right? I'll be on it for 30 minutes and I'll take it off. And if I have to go meet someone, there's always a mark on my forehead.
Yeah.
Right. And I don't like the way it feels. So I agree with you on that.
I have a friend. This is kind of on topic of VR, but not the Apple one. I have a friend, guys. He wore the Oculus one.
Yeah.
And after a couple times of using and wearing it, man, his skin started having a reaction to it. And there's this red spot, and it won't go away. And it's like dermatologists can't figure it out. So I'm like, I hope that's not the case with Apple. I haven't heard anything like this.
Yeah.
But that is also something to consider. How can these types of materials affect our face?
Yeah.
I
don't know if that's just like a headset thing that we'll just have to face, right?
Yeah.
Because clearly it's not just something exclusive to the Vision Pro. Like you said with the Oculus too, right? It you feel the form factor, it leaves marks and stuff, right? What other cons do you see with the Apple Vision Pro?
Aside from price, because I think that's something that everybody's going to talk about, $3,500 is something outrageous. It's somewhat justifiable because of the fact that no one else in the market makes something to this extent. So we'll put price to the side. The battery bank,
yeah, that was a little bit of a I see why Apple decided to do that.
Yeah.
Because it's already such a heavy thing, right?
Yeah.
And imagine if the battery was also a part of that form factor, right?
Even heavier.
So I can see why Apple did it. And it's funny because if you look at all of Apple's promotional marketing material, they do a very nice job of hiding the cord and the power bank as if it doesn't even exist, right? Even if you look at Tim Cook's own promotional images where he's wearing it, you don't see the power bank, you don't see the cord. It's like Apple hates it, but they can't get away from it.
You have to deal with it, but it's definitely not something you want to.
Yeah.
But I also don't think when Apple makes the cheaper one, they're going to go away with that.
This leads me to another con. The glass that they use on the front, right? though it's being promoted as a feature where you with eyesight, where you can see people's eyes, I actually feel like that's a con because it doesn't look as great as the way they're marketing it.
Yeah,
right?
no.
And second, by them using that glass, it makes it more fragile, right? And second, it jacks up the price, all right? And third,
And repair cost.
in repair cost, right? And I think that adds extra weight to the product itself.
That's a good point. And to be honest with you, this was crazy. Me and my cousin, when we were demoing the Vision Pro at the Apple Store, there was 3 displays and one of them was cracked.
Wait.
And I'm like,
At an Apple store?
yeah. And I'm like, see, they're letting you use this and you're seeing it's cracked. This is proof that this will happen.
Yeah. You know what's interesting, when we're talking about the cons, we haven't mentioned the experience at all. Like the user experience of the immersiveness, right?
We just started with the cons, but there's a lot of good
Yeah, there's a lot of good things, right? Our biggest gripe with it is just the form factor. If you hear about what we're talking about here, it's mostly just the form factor, because I know we really like the experience and the immersiveness, which we'll talk about in a second, but I think if they fix the pricing,
Yes.
materials, and the form factor a little bit, I think we'll be way happier than we are right now.
This product to me is definitely revolutionary. Apple went into a different field of product, perfected it, and came out with it.
Yeah.
They just weren't able to make it affordable.
But then we also have to look at it from another perspective, which is usually Apple announces something, a product, when they're launching a new product, right? They launch the mainstream product,
Yeah.
and then they work towards another variant, and that becomes the Pro model, right? We saw this
Exactly.
with iPhones, with the iPads, with MacBooks, right?
The Watch Ultra.
Exactly, where they come up with more of a mainstream model, right? And then they come up with a more expensive one, which has more functionality and features for the Pro user.
This is very uncommon for them, but I also see why they did it, because think about if they released a normal version of this, then you're competing with Meta. They may have thought, we may not get as many sales, versus if we make one of the best ones in the market or the best one, then we have a better chance. But they underestimated how many people would buy this thing. I think 100,000 people bought it or something.
Yeah, the sales were not that great.
I don't know the number, but yeah, it
And
wasn't.
Tim Cook was asked about this, where they were like, what are your thoughts? And he literally said, this is an early adopter product.
Yeah.
And this is for those who want the best technology today. So I think he's admitting that, listen, we just came out with the best product possible, right? And we just wanted to give you that technology and see where you can go with it before we have other variations that's more mainstream, right?
For sure.
So I do think there will be an Apple Vision Air, or just an Apple Vision, right? And I think we may have to wait a couple of years before we get there. But I think this is also Apple just saying, like, look, this is the one device where we're just giving you the best of everything. The best displays, the best, like most premium materials that are being used now. Whether those materials are actually good or not, that's up to debate, but or functional. But I think they were just like, let's just put in all the processing power, whatever we could, that eyesight feature, to make it the best. And if it's expensive, that's fine. But the way I see it is that Apple just launched it, and I think they were aware that not a lot of people would buy it. Tim Cook is clearly saying it's an early adopter product, it's the best technology today, and indirectly he's saying it's not for everyone. What I do think is, more than the product itself, they wanted to put out Vision OS out there in the market.
Exactly.
So that people start building apps, great experiences. So when that more affordable option comes to the market,
The ground is made for it.
and there's all these use cases from day one. Right now, people are still like, it's too expensive to be a productivity tool. Too expensive to just watch movies and TV shows on or play games.
Right.
But when the affordable one comes out and there's more use cases and better experiences and apps, I think then it'll sell like crazy.
What I like that they've done with the Vision Pro is they've integrated the iPhone system. I don't know which iPhone models it is, but they've integrated this to allow you to take any iPhone video or new videos that you make and record them in spatial vision. So I'm like, this is a blessing, because when I experienced the Vision Pro at the Apple Store, I was in a living room similar to this, and they were singing happy birthday, the mom and dad, to their daughter, and there's other family in the room, and man, I didn't even know these people, but for a second, I thought I was a family member in the room with them. I forgot I'm in an Apple Store. It was so crystal clear, so real, and it barely looked fake. So I was like, imagine the people who lost a loved one and have a lot of videos of moments like this. you can transform those into
Yeah.
spatial and just live it. Because watching it, on your phone or laptop, it's one thing. But when you're in it, dude, it's amazing.
And I think that's the thing. Vision OS
Yeah.
is amazing.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
it's one of those things where, before when there were rumors about Apple coming out with their headset, I was like, what is the user interface going to look like?
Yeah.
Like how is it going to be? I think they nailed it. Like when you compare their user interface and the attention to detail and you compare it to all the other headset manufacturers, the OS is amazing.
They fully tried it, and although it needs improvements, this is the best right now.
Because it's still a Gen 1 product, right?
Exactly.
And we're only on Vision OS 2 now.
Yeah.
So like just goes to show, like imagine with our like iPhones and iPads, right? Like iOS 18, iPad OS 18, Apple Watch OS 11, we're just on the second, iteration of the software.
Right.
So I feel like it's only going to get better and better, right? And at the same time, I think the little things that they've done, like when you're watching a movie, you can be watching it in a movie theater
Dude, that was...
or an environment of your choosing,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like you can watch a Marvel movie, like an Avengers movie at Avengers headquarters. That's pretty cool,
It's so cool.
So it's like those little things that improves the overall user experience, right?
Exactly.
The immersiveness is fantastic.
Right.
And I think those are the little things that I really appreciate. And I think the biggest pro for me, right, or the number one use case, I love using the Apple Vision Pro for work. I love the fact that I could put on this headset and be way more productive.
Yeah.
Because I have an issue. I cannot be in one area for a long period of time.
Yeah, I
So
get that.
if you put me in an office, right, I'm going to be like, no, I want to sit on the couch because I work from home, right? I want to do some work on the couch. I love working in the kitchen, ironically. Like I love working in the kitchen. I just feel like I can see outside the window. Like I need that, right?
Yeah.
I like to walk around and I just don't like to be confined in one space. But I always ended up working in the office because that's where my monitors are.
Right.
So what I love about the Vision Pro is the fact that when I put it on, I can be in any environment. All right. Any environment, I have all my different applications all around me.
Yeah.
Right. So like, and especially with Vision OS 2, right? I can have an ultra wide monitor, right? And I can have all my different like applications and documents and presentations all around me.
Yeah.
And the best part is I can still see what's around me. Like I still have that awareness, that spatial awareness, right?
Right. And that was something I had to get used to, but that is very, very convenient to have.
Yeah, I can, like, for example, if, my wife is asking me something, I can see her.
Yeah.
Through my windows or whatever, right? I can see her.
Right.
And communicate with her. That's amazing.
So it's like having a mini computer that you can wear. That's I get maybe easier to travel with than a couple, like a monitor or a laptop, mouse, and all that. So this can be convenient. I think they need to further improve the software.
Yeah.
But then that comes back to iStraighten too. All those benefits are there, but how do you think, if you were Apple and on the design team, how would you attack iStraighten?
You can't be on it for hours, right? Even with the Vision Pro, even if it gets lighter, right? Even if the form factor improves, and you should still take some breaks.
For sure.
Right? Take it off after 30 minutes. It's like this is one of those devices you don't want to be using for like 2 hours straight.
Right.
Wear it for 30 minutes, 40 minutes, pause, take it off, right? Walk around, and then put it back on.
Wait, 1 second. As you guys know, I'm a Mac guy. This guy's an iPad guy. But Faze, you just said you would use your Vision Pro with a Mac?
I know. It sounds like injustice.
Betrayal.
Here's the thing, right? Apple Vision Pro, if you want to use that experience that I just mentioned, it's only compatible with the Mac, right? So unfortunately, I can't have that same iPad OS experience with the Vision Pro. Now, what I do is at the same time, you can screen play or AirPlay your iPad monitor onto the Vision Pro.
That's really cool.
So whatever I'm doing on the iPad Pro, I can do that on the bigger, Vision Pro experience. Like I can have that display on the Vision Pro, right? But once again, I can't extend the display. I can't have multiple applications from my iPad in different areas. I can't do that, right? Unfortunately. But I can AirPlay it. So that is one thing, right? I have like a nice 100-foot iPad OS experience, right?
Yeah.
But of course, there's limitations, right? So I'm hoping and I'm praying, Apple, if you're listening,
Please.
the feature that you have where you can connect the MacBook to the Vision Pro and use and have the extended monitors and stuff, please bring that to the iPad. So please, if you're listening, bring that because I would love it for sure.
sure.
But here's another thing. You can have all the applications that are on an iPad pretty much on the Vision Pro. So for example, Outlook, I have my entire Outlook application on the Vision Pro.
Wow.
I have my messages, I have Pages and Keynote, all those documents and applications that I would have on a Mac or on the iPad, those are also on the App Store. There are some apps that I'm like, okay, I kind of want this to trickle down to the Vision Pro, but they're slowly getting there.
For sure.
So in a way, I could travel without the Mac or without the iPad, and just with those built-in apps alone, right, that are from the App Store,
Yeah.
I can be perfectly fine.
It's so interesting how, it's been a year that this Vision Pro has come out. And like I said, I didn't try it right away, but man, this device is really something that has the potential to change society, because not only is Apple making one, by the way, did you see Marques Brownlee talking about Samsung and Google making one?
Yeah.
It looks the same?
It's Samsung partnering with Android XR.
Yeah.
So it's like Samsung's hardware, but with mixed with Android XR. Bruh,
Man.
it looks just like the Vision Pro.
I don't like it. I don't like that they do that, but I also understand because you still get the Apple look for a cheaper price, and it may not be the best experience, but it's still going to be better than probably Meta. Now I want to mention some fears I have with this.
Okay.
Dude, like imagine 5-10 years from now, max. A lot of people are going to have one. It'll be more affordable. Maybe there'll be smart glasses. How disconnected will we all be from each other? I know it may be more productive and it lets you be very immersive, but what would that do to society?
Yeah, I think, you have a solid point here,
Yeah.
right? And that's why I keep coming back to like the use cases, right?
For sure.
If I want to make a FaceTime call, I'll take out my iPad, right? Or my phone and make the FaceTime call because I'm seeing the real person, right?
Yeah.
And yes, with the persona feature on the Vision Pro, you get a virtual avatar of the person, but you can see right through it. Like, Apple is going to improve it over
Like
time.
nice try, yeah.
And it is improving. Like now it looks much more human-like, but it's still not a human. It's like, I feel like for certain things we'll have to know like, okay, I want to have a real experience. I want to do this call over a FaceTime, not with the Vision Pro, right?
Yeah.
Or if I want to be messaging someone, let me do it from my phone
Right.
or my iPad versus. So I think it also comes down to how you're going to use it, right? If you're going to try, replacing real experiences with this, I'm concerned about society, right?
For sure.
But for example, with work, I think ways where you can improve your experience and take it next level, I think that's what this device is for. Now, I forgot to list one of the biggest cons with the Apple Vision Pro.
I'm trying to think
There's
what
two
you're going to
cons.
say.
There's two cons that I
Hit me with
have.
it. What is it?
So one is if you're watching a movie, right? Apple keeps showing how like, oh, you can watch this movie in a nice experience, right? But in all their marketing materials, they're just showing that one person by themselves enjoying popcorn, watching a movie, right? What if you want to watch that same movie with your wife?
It's a very good point because this only fits on one head.
Yeah. So imagine if they even came out with a cheaper one. Are you really having that same experience, right? Like I love watching a movie with my wife. I like her
same.
reaction
Yeah.
and it's nice, right? But now you're kind of, isolating yourself in a way, right? So that I think is a major con. And the second con is it's such an expensive device. There's no guest mode.
Dude, it's more than the base model MacBook Pro.
And there's no guest mode. That's the thing. So like, for example, if I take my Vision Pro off
Yeah.
and I give it to you, right? You're only going to see my applications, my pictures, my messages, my emails, right? There's no guest mode for you to put it on and then you get, your own default applications and stuff, right? If I give my Apple Vision Pro to someone, I don't want them reading my messages or it's going through my pictures. Not that I have anything to hide,
but still privacy is
privacy,
key.
right?
Yeah.
So with such an expensive device, right? Why is there no guest mode? Why can I not just give it to someone and they have their own profile set up?
Apple should know that, look, this is a very exclusive device that not all the people can afford. People are going to be curious. So if people have it, their friends and loved ones will want to try it. So we should have the on the screen demo mode. And it still works similar to a regular mode, but it's for the beginner.
Exactly,
But
yeah.
the fact that they don't have that, it's like, okay, this is something that you should do right away.
Hey, a Mac has one. A Mac is way cheaper,
Yeah.
than a Vision Pro, right?
And I think it's 1, 2, 3. In 3 buttons, 3 clicks, I'm able to go into guest mode.
There you go.
That was very easy.
Yeah.
And I knew where it was.
So Kareem, we talked about the pros.
Yeah.
We talked about the cons, right?
And the fears.
And the fears that we have with the Apple Vision Pro.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, messes up the hair too, man. Like,
My AirPods Max do that too.
Yeah.
You got to take it out the bra, put it
Yeah.
here, and then I have this strip flat.
Yeah.
And that's less tedious. But yes, it messes up the hair and it's not fully user friendly. Like,
Yeah.
why can't it? I don't know.
yeah. And it's one of those things where clearly, like I said in the very beginning, you don't want it's not something you want to have on for a long period of time, right?
Or take with you everywhere.
Exactly. So like, I travel and yeah, I'll take the Vision Pro with me when I travel and but it's not leaving my hotel.
Yeah.
I'm not going to a coffee shop and as much as I sometimes want to, so I can get all those displays and different applications all around me, I know how the public will see me. They're gonna, and once again, if you wear the Vision Pro outdoors and cafes, more power to you.
Super cool.
I can't do that.
Yeah.
I just can't. I don't think society is there yet where it's a norm, right?
Yeah, for
but
sure.
if they saw me wear something like some Meta glasses, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if it's clunky, but people know, okay, he's probably working or something, right? But having these big goggles around you,
Yeah, ski goggles.
and,
like
and,
it's-
and also carrying with you, right?
Mm-hmm.
That carrying case alone is like the size of a backpack. But I think it's one of those devices that you just want to use at home.
yeah.
And I feel like a lot of people, when you're spending that much money, you want to take that device out. You like, for example, you have a very expensive MacBook Pro. You can travel with it, take it to coffee shops,
Oh, yeah.
get your work
Yeah.
done. I can do that with my iPad Pro. Devices are, when you're spending that much, you want to use it whenever, wherever, and not be limited by its form factor.
That's the biggest thing. And, if it takes a couple of years, it better be worth it. They better come out with one that's everything we're wanting it to be, including that affordable price. Because if they want everybody to have it, this should be user-friendly and affordable to your wallet.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, let me ask you this. What price point do you think that the future, more affordable, mainstream Vision device should be for it to become more popular?
It's $3,500 now, right?
For the Pro, yeah.
Yeah. Man, $1,500.
1,500.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, $1,500. Not a penny more, please. And I think that would be good.
Okay.
Well, and you know what? I think 1440p, 1440p to my understanding is under 4K.
Yeah.
And if the Vision Pro currently is 4K each eye on the displays, if it's 1440p each eye, I think that's still acceptable.
Okay.
This can still solve a lot of problems for people, allow them to be immersed in their entertainment, watching sports, watching movies, reminiscing on memories that they've recorded that they want to relive.
Yeah.
And working.
Yeah.
1,500 is good.
Is good. I also think it's going to be between 1,500 to 2,000.
Yeah,
I'll be
I know.
Very honest.
Yeah, I was dreaming.
But who knows, right?
Yep.
We don't know what the future holds, and clearly Apple knows, right? I mean, they have the best like case studies for all their devices.
Yeah.
They know the demographics. They know how much people are willing to spend. They have all this research done, right? They have all the data also to know how much people want to spend on something like this. So we'll see. I also feel like competition is really gonna step up over the next couple of years for this.
Yeah.
I'm excited because with any product, right, there's excitement and you want it to succeed.
Yeah.
And I think the Vision is going to succeed. Just not the Pro itself. The Pro is very expensive, but I think the future lineups will be nice. And I also do think that I'm excited for competition because I think competition is what really kind of improves the device, right?
sure.
If Apple was the only player, right, when it came to a headset, then they would be dominating. They probably wouldn't want to reduce the price. But I like the fact that there's a Meta and
Yeah.
there's Android XR and there's Samsung and
PlayStation has one
Yeah.
for their games here.
yeah. So I'm excited that there's other players and they're all working very hard on improving the experience, right? Because when there's competition, I think it helps the consumer at the end of the day.
It does. And this all is very good to know. It's a good step in the right direction to let us know that the future has a lot of really cool things coming from it. And, you know, if it makes people enjoy life, enjoy entertainment and work better, then I don't see what's wrong with it, as long as it's not taking away from real life, you know? It's a cool product.
But I only use it as a productivity machine. I don't watch movies on it. I don't watch TV shows on it. I don't play games on it. I just use it for work.
Are you not using it for entertainment because your wife can't join you with it, or what?
No, it's because I would much rather not be, I would much rather just lay on the couch, right? Or sit on the couch
Yeah, watch this.
and watch it on this screen.
Right.
Right? It's a like what, 85-inch screen, right?
Yeah, 8K. So it's
8K, really nice. And the thing
Yeah.
is, for people who have even smaller displays, it's not even about the size of the display. It's the fact that I'm not wearing something. I don't want to feel like when I'm working, I'm in my zone where I want to be productive and I want to get my work done in a very efficient manner. So I don't mind putting something like that on, right? But when it comes to enjoying content,
Yeah.
I don't want to feel like I just want to relax and enjoy my content. And right now I feel like the weight makes it cumbersome. And if I'm watching, it's like, you know, when 3D TVs came out and everyone
failed.
They failed, right?
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, people were just annoyed by wearing those glasses.
Yeah.
Just and those were thin and light glasses.
Right.
But the fact is, when you're enjoying content, you don't want to be wearing something and be limited to that, right? Now, compare those 3D glasses that were thin and light to a Vision Pro. That's way more heavier and stuff, right? And like I keep saying, when you're wearing the Vision Pro, you want to limit your time with it. I haven't met a single person, and comment below if you are one of those people, but I haven't met a single person who's worn a Vision Pro for 2 hours straight.
No, and I would recommend highly not doing that, because again, I did it for the 25-minute demo and I was in a lot of pain, man.
Exactly, right? And even the limitation of the battery, you can't use it for more than 2 hours, right?
Exactly.
So the thing is, if I want to watch a movie, first of all, will I even have enough juice to watch the whole movie?
Yeah.
Second, if I'm watching a movie, I just want to just watch it, look around me a little, see what the time is, look at my wife, maybe go in the kitchen, grab a snack. I don't want to feel something on my face, right?
Yeah.
And I don't want to know, is my Vision Pro gonna die? Like, I don't want to have that limitation either, right? Or that constant awareness of that. I just want to enjoy my content the way it is. I don't want anything on my face.
Yeah.
Even when I go to the movie theater and there's a movie out, I don't go for the 3D one because I don't
No,
want to
not
be
at
wearing
all.
something, right? So I think that's the thing, right? So yes, Apple is promoting the Vision Pro as a content consumption device. For
sure.
Maybe I'll watch like a YouTube video here and there. That's fine. But for movies and shows, I'll watch it on the TV.
I will say, for what it does offer, it's not bad, because again, the resolution is great.
Yeah.
And one thing we haven't mentioned in this video is that the speakers are pretty good.
Oh, they're great.
They're really good. I didn't get the best experience because the Apple Store is loud. There's a lot of people. But from what I heard, I'm like, dude, this sounds great.
You know what's even better?
Yeah.
If you put in your AirPods with spatial audio, it's even nicer.
I haven't tried that.
Then it's like a true movie theater experience.
Wow.
Because when you like shift your head, you can see, like, imagine there's a spaceship coming through, so you see the spaceship coming in from the left, and from your ear, it feels like it just kind of blew right past you.
Yeah.
The spatial audio, like with AirPods paired with the Vision Pro, next level.
Man, this will be really cool. Imagine, man, they make a cheaper Vision Pro and there's something else besides AirPods that you can pair with it to make it even better.
Right.
I don't know what that would be, but Apple can do something that we don't expect. Like give you most of the features of the Pro, but if you buy this and attach it to it, it becomes even better. I don't know.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm definitely excited for what the future holds. Once again, as a product overall,
Yeah.
and the immersiveness you get, the applications that are available, the features of the Vision Pro, amazing. I think both you and I have come to that conclusion that the experience within the OS is great.
I would rate it 7.5 out of 10.
For a first gen product, that's amazing.
For
right?
sure.
Just imagine, like, remember when the first iPhone came out and compare it to where it is now?
Yeah, it's crazy difference.
Now, I think the biggest thing is the form factor, the way it feels, and the price.
Yeah.
And I think that, in conclusion, even if you look at what the media is talking about it, other tech reviewers are saying, I think it's pretty much aligned to what you and I are talking about. They need to seriously work on the form factor and bringing the cost down if they really want this to succeed and have it go next level.
How was your experience when you tried it? And when you do try it now, like with the two things, with your hand doing this or whatever it was, and then also looking around, did you ever look somewhere and it didn't select what you were looking at?
I'll be very honest, it's worked very, very well for me. Like with the gestures and everything, I learned it's like muscle memory now. So I think the more you use it, at first it was very alien.
Yeah.
Because we're so used to just tapping things, right?
That's what I was doing the whole time. He's like, stop, it's this or whatever. What is it?
Yeah. It's like the pinch gesture, right?
So weird to me.
So I got used to it. And I like the fact that I don't have to doesn't have to be in my vision to do it. I can have my fingers on the side and it detects it. That I thought was really, really cool.
And that's something I don't know how well other companies will be able to replicate. That's what may make this Vision Pro stand out from other headsets that come out in the future. Maybe with those, you do have to do this or say, right there, tap. I don't know.
Because with other manufacturers, and I could be wrong, they have hand gestures too, but the experience is better if you have some sort of a controller.
Right, like the Oculus, you're right.
To select things and whatever. But with this, you're completely reliant on your hand gestures.
It's true.
And I'll be very honest, they're very smooth.
Yeah.
It's very smooth. It just works, and I like that experience. Though I think Apple is working with, I believe, Sony on bringing their controllers and making it compatible with the Vision Pro.
Xbox and PlayStation make really good controllers. So if you're able to use both of those to play games on the Vision Pro, that would be a game changer.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Apple, at the end of the day, they're like a $1 trillion company, even more.
Yeah, big.
So they know how to run a business clearly, and they clearly know what their audience wants, right?
Yeah.
So I think I know what I don't know what they're doing, but they clearly know what they're doing, hopefully. Right. And hopefully we see a more cheaper, affordable variant of the Vision. But I also want to ask you guys, what are your thoughts on the Vision Pro? Has it changed much from, last February till now? Do you use it? Do you not use it? And what improvements are you looking for when it comes to the Vision? And I wouldn't just say the Pro, because clearly there will be a Vision Air or something in the future. But what would you want Apple to do with their Vision products? Let us know by commenting below.
I also want to know in the comments, guys, what price would it have to be at for you to want to buy one? Because $3,500 is not friendly.
Yeah.
Let us know.
And at the end of the day, I hope you enjoyed this episode. So stay tuned for more episodes. Subscribe if you haven't already done so, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you guys so much for watching.